All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Business here on CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott. So glad you're with us today. We're going to begin talking politics today, which is business. Mike Goossen is a candidate for Fresno County Assessor.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
I am well, thank you very much.
Good to see you. You're a CPA.
I am.
A financial manager, and now you want to run the finances for Fresno County.
Correct, I do. I want the opportunity to do that, to get a chance to be a part of politics in my hometown.
Did your wife say you're crazy? Or
Only after yeah.
I mean, it's a big step to go from private industry to politics.
It is, yeah. I'm going that way because it's time for a change in my life. I'm looking for the next level, next thing to do, and politics is something I've always been interested in, and I think I could be very good at it.
Now, you'll have to excuse me. I have not been following the assessor's race,
Okay.
so I don't know.
Well, you've been
Is
teaching.
the incumbent leaving, or is there somebody you're running against?
I am running against the incumbent.
You're running against the incumbent.
And that way there's two of us in the race, and we will be decided in June. So it's a very short race.
So one of you is obviously going to get the majority of the votes, right?
That's
so
all it takes.
there won't be any runoff.
No runoff. It'll all be done in June, just like the district attorney race is the same.
Okay.
So, yeah.
For the folks out there who don't know, what exactly does the assessor do?
The assessor is responsible for the assessed value of your home, agribusiness, and business property. And based on rules, laws, calculations, those assessed values are determined every year. And then that's what goes to the controller's office, when that's where you get the bills at home from Vicki Crow, not from the assessor. You get it from the controller's office in Fresno County. The other part of the job is really managing a very large corporation, if you will, within the county. The assessor's office has a $10+ million budget and 100+ employees at its peak. Right now it's about 90 employees. So you have to be a good administrator, and you have to know math. You have to be able to calculate and understand economics and all those type of things.
I'm assuming if you're a CPA that
Yeah, math
you're pretty
is
handy with numbers.
Math is good. I can do that. No
Well,
problem.
$10 million, that's a big number to have.
That's a big budget, and that's because it's mostly driven, like in these things, by people. You know, 90 employees, full-time, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty expensive. But it is a big department. It has a lot of impact. And that's the reason I want to get in here, is because it does impact Fresno County as a whole, because of the largest portion of taxable property, as you can imagine, in Fresno County is ag. And that's where the most flexibility and calculations are at.
We are the #1 ag county in America, so there's a lot of money there.
Sure, there's a lot of property, and the property is, the value is not based on just the property alone, it's based on what it produces. So when we have a big year of production, higher values. Or now this year, no water, big issue. That could impact things quite a bit, yet to be seen.
So maybe a piece of property that was very valuable last year, if it's not in production this year, the numbers would totally change.
Correct, yeah, if it goes fallow, unproductive, if they don't grow anything. But the trees and fruits and vines, those have to continue, right?
Right.
There's no water, you have to get the water to them. So those are a little bit different, but you're right, there'll be ground that is unproductive this year for sure. I don't know what the number is. I've heard range of percentages, but 25% maybe?
That's a big number.
Yeah, it is, significant.
Now, would most of your time be spent in the office, or would you sometimes go out to these properties and inspect them to make sure that, if they say a field isn't in production,
Yeah, I
you want to
understand.
make sure that it is?
Good question. Well, actually, the assessor himself is really, I would think, from my understanding, is the main part is administration.
You're the administrator, yeah.
There are assessors, appraisers, who would be doing that kind of work. The problem with the current office, or the current system, is that that person tends to want to be out more and not run the office as well. And so being in the office is probably 80% of the job, maybe 75%. We're actually being with the taxpayers, either the farmers or the business people, smaller percentage. But you're still you're a administrative head, like an executive of a corporation. You're out there for policy and connections and making sure people are getting the services that they need, not actually doing some of those services. But as a result, a requirement of the office is I do have to be a licensed assessor once I get elected. You don't have to do that first. So once
Sure.
I get elected, I have 6 months to pass the test, which shouldn't be a problem, but I will do that, no problem.
Okay. Was it hard, since this is your first run for public office, to go knocking on doors and asking people to support you financially?
Yeah,
Tough thing,
that's the
isn't it?
hardest part. Although right out of the gate, I got a very strong endorsement from Phil Larson. And once Phil endorsed me, the very first month of my efforts, the west side opened up to me quite a bit.
Supervisor, correct?
Supervisor Phil Larson, who's retiring, correct. And then right after him came Debbie Puchigian, and then now Vicki Crow's also endorsed me as far as here in the office. So once I had those names on my list, it became a lot easier. But it's still the biggest part of running for any office is meeting people and raising money, and it's not fun, but it's challenging.
Okay, I'm in your district. You're
Yeah,
coming to my
the entire
door.
county is in my district.
You're coming to
yes.
my door, knocking.
Right,
I open the
do.
door. Now, sell me.
So-
Hello, who are you?
Hi, Mike Goossen is my name, and I am
Mike?
running for the office of Fresno County Assessor.
I don't like to talk to politicians. Slam.
That's happened a couple of
It
times.
has. No. What would
I
you
have
say?
a brochure of information for you.
Okay.
That'll tell you all about me. And I am running for this office because I think Fresno County deserves a better assessor recorder in office.
What's
I wanna
wrong with
be
the
that.
current assessor?
The current assessor, those are difficult things, but basically the current assessor has taken steps to evaluate properties in the agricultural business specifically a little bit higher than I think they should. And as a result, there's some issues there with the ag community. And the current assessor has a difficult time administrating the department to the level of efficiency that it could be. And there's a lot of complaints coming out of that office saying, hey, we need a different assessor. And so that's the main reasons I'm running.
Okay, I'll read your brochure and
Simple
think
as
about
that.
it. Nice
And
to meet
that's about
you.
as exact amount of time I get.
Yeah.
Sometimes a lot less.
Yeah. Do you really get the door slammed in your face a few times?
No, they just don't get opened. They'll say, no, thank you, and that's it. I leave my brochure and leave.
That's all you can do, right?
Right, that's all you can do. And I've done a lot of that these last few weeks. I have friends doing that too, so if people knock on your door, that's not me, that's somebody else doing it for
I'm
me.
looking at his shoes to see if there are holes in the bottom of his shoes.
These are my better shoes. My walking shoes
Have
are
you
in the
worn
car.
out several pairs of shoes
Not
so
yet,
far?
but they're
Not
getting
yet.
close. They're
Yeah.
getting close.
Now, are there going to be any debates between the candidates?
Well, actually, there are two possibles.
Possibles.
It's not a big office for lots of debates. And so the one that's possible is I just recently got invited to Selma. Selma Community wanted me to come to their group and debate there. And I don't know if Mr. Dictos is the incumbent. I don't know if he's responded yet or not. And then there's another event coming up in the end of the month here on Saturday. I think it's the 26th of April. I have to check my calendar. Another
Okay.
group that's asked. The supervisors that are running are going to be there, the district attorneys, myself.
So you're willing to do it?
I am. Sure, why not? I mean,
Yeah.
I think the discussion's good. I have no problem.
Well,
doing
sometimes the incumbents think they don't need to debate,
Yeah,
right? Because they're there already. They're
It's hard to beat an incumbent.
yeah.
It definitely is. There's no doubt about that. But I think the fact that it's going to be a primary election, it's kind of to my advantage. I don't know if I should say this out loud, but because the typical voter in a primary is more like me, independent-minded, informed person. And so it's like if I can get my information out, my word out, my message out to all these folks, I think I can possibly unseat them.
All right. Well, I think you're getting your message out today.
No, I'm glad to be here. It's nice
All
that
right.
you asked me to.
If folks would like to learn more about your campaign or more
Sure.
about you, where can they go?
Well, my website's the best place.
Okay.
And it's very simple. It's my name, MikeGoossen.com. And my name is spelled Goossen. So
Okay.
MikeGoossen.com. On there you'll find everything, my resume, my life history, pictures of my great family, all the reasons why I'm running, everything that's going on there, and a place to volunteer, which is very helpful.
Aha.
Because I don't have...
You can't have a campaign without volunteers.
You need
right?
volunteers, right. People to call, that's the easiest one. People to go door to door, and just people to tell their friends. Everyone they refer my website to is a help. And then, of course, it doesn't hurt to hit the contribute button. There's a contribute button.
You like that, don't
That's
you?
okay. You can do that. $5, $5,000, it does not matter in the state in a county race. You can give as much as you want, anytime you want.
Now, Mike, I want to promise from you that all your
Okay.
campaign signs are going to come down after the election.
I will do my darndest. I'm not doing
I
a
hate
lot
it
of
when
big
they stay
signs.
up for months and months and months after the election.
Actually, my signs are showing up Friday, so I'm not out there just yet. So people ask me, "Where's your sign? Where's your sign?" They're coming. Hang in there. So
Yeah.
you'll start seeing them.
By
this
law, they
weekend.
have to come down how soon after the election?
Within
Couple of weeks?
14 days.
14
I think.
days?
I think
Yeah.
that's the rule that's a California transportation rule. So that's what that's all about.
All right,
So,
Mike Goossen, candidate for Fresno County Assessor.
Thank you, Mike.
Best of luck to you.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you for joining us today here on CentralValleyTalk.com.